Dear students, Namaste. Welcome to the virtual class of Grade 4 English, Unit 2, Me and My Habits. Today, we are going to discuss upon two different skills. They are listening and speaking. Please turn to page number 16, where we will have listening skill first. Before I take you to the listening class, I would like to show you a picture. Are you ready to look at? Okay, here we go. Who is there? A farmer. Very good. How can you guess that he is a farmer? Because he has got something in his hand. What is that? Okay, a mattock. Good. Very good. And then, so what can be the name of the person? Can you guess? Can be Ram, okay, Bekha, okay, Raman, good. Okay, can he be Lakshman? No, Lakshman. You have got a Lakshman in your village who works in the field. Good. So now, where is he going? Is he coming back home or going to the field? He is coming back home. How can you say that? Oh, he's looking to his home. Okay, good. Good guess. He's going to the field. Why? Why do you think he is going to the field? Because his clothes are not dirty. Good. It's a smart guess. Thank you, students. So now, before we move on to the real listening task again, I would like to make you practice something that you did yesterday. Here we go. What did we do yesterday? In our last class, we had a dialogue between Sudeep and Deepa, right? And we tried the dialogue in our class. So let's repeat that again so that we will know how to speak, okay? So today I just will repeat the sentences and you need to follow me, okay? Here we go. The first sentence is by Sudeep, right? And Sudeep says, when do you get up every morning? Can you repeat? When do you get up every morning? Good. So again, when do you get up every morning? Good. So Deepa says, I get up at 7:30, and what about you? So can you repeat? Good. I get up at 7:30, and what about you? Please repeat. Thank you. So then Sudeep says, I get up at 6 o'clock. Do you also get up before 6 or 6 o'clock or 7:30? You wake up at 7. Why? Why? Because you have to go to school. Good. So I get up at 6 o'clock. Repeat. Can you follow me again? I get up at 6 o'clock. Good. Deepa. This is the time for Deepa. And Deepa says, why do you get up so early? Follow me. Why do you get up so early? Good. So, I go for a morning walk. And the reason for Sudeep to wake up early is he goes for a morning walk, right? So, repeat. I go for a morning walk. Follow me again. I go for a morning walk. Good. Where do you go? And Deepa asks, where do you go? Can you repeat? Good. Where do you go? Good. To the riverside. To the riverside. Can you repeat? to the deeper side. Good. Thank you very much. So, now let's move on to the next slide, right? You are going to listen something that the teacher reads out, and you have to get the answer of the right option between the three, right? Here we have Janak gets up is the statement, and we have to find out what is the right time he gets up, right? So you have three options. The first option is at 7, the second one is at 6, and the last one is at 8. So, dear students, the time that Janak gets up, you need to find out after listening to the sound, something that is read by the teacher. Okay, so are you ready to listen to? Here we go. And this time, you will do question number 1. Right? Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Janak gets up at 7. Then he goes for a short walk. He eats breakfast at 8. He generally eats bananas and bread. After that, he studies for an hour. He eats dal bhat at 9:15, and then he puts on his school uniform. He always walks to school. He goes to school at 10. He returns home at 10 to 5, and then he goes to play. He likes basketball. Thank you. So students, one more time, you have to listen to the same thing. And this time you have to find out the answer of this question. And the question is, the task for you is, what you have to do is, he takes breakfast and you need to find out the time here, right? Is it 7 o'clock? Is it 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock? You need to find out what is the time that Janak takes breakfast. So, are you ready to listen to? Okay, here I go. Listen to it carefully and get the time that he takes breakfast. Okay, listen carefully. Janak gets up at 7. Then he goes for a short walk. He eats breakfast at 8. He generally eats bananas and bread. After that, he studies for an hour. He eats dal bhat at 9:15, and then he puts on his school uniform. He always walks to school. He goes to school at 10. He returns home at 10 to 5, and then he goes to play. He likes basketball. Thank you. This is what you listen for the second time, right? So now students, you got, I think you got the right answers for both the questions. For question number 1, you have chosen one right answer for you, and for question number 2, you have got one option right for you, okay? So this time you need to check whether your answers are correct or not. And be careful, I'm going to ask you some additional questions as you listen to, okay? Are you ready to listen for the third time? Okay, here we go. Janak gets up at 7. Then he goes for a short walk. He eats breakfast at 8. He generally eats bananas and bread. After that, he studies for an hour. He eats dal bhat at 9:15, and then he puts on his school uniform. He always walks to school. He goes to school at 10. He returns home at 10 to 5, and then he goes to play. He likes basketball. Thank you. Dear students, so now let's move on to check whether our answers are correct or not. Let's talk about the first one. Janak gets up at. Which one is your answer? Is it at 7, at 6, at 8? 7. Very good. You got the right answer. Okay. So now let's move on to the next one. He takes breakfast at 7, at 6, at 8. What's the time he takes the breakfast? Oh, 8 o'clock. Good. So you got the right answers of both the tasks, right? Very good. You are a good student. So now let's move on to some additional questions I'm going to ask you, right? What time does Janak's school start? Okay, his school starts at 10 o'clock. So is it the same time that your school starts in the morning? Good. It's the same time, right? We have school hours from 10 o'clock in the morning up to 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Good. So, what time does he reaches home after school? Oh, 4:50. Good. How did you know it was 4:50? Because the text said 10 to 5. 10 to 5 means 4:50. So 50 minutes past 4. Good. And now, is Janak a student or teacher or somebody other else? He's a student. How did you know? He puts on his school uniform, he gets ready to school, he goes there and returns back and does so many things that students do. Good, brilliant. Very good, my students. So let's move on to the next one, speaking. So today we are going to speak about what we do in regular basis, right? Every day we do so many things, and most of the things are repeated. Something like we wake up something around the same time, Ram wakes up at some time, we can say, or they wake up at some other time, we can say, right? And similarly, we are students, so we read. So if you say, my teacher reads, good. And my brother eats, good. And all my family members eat together, very good. So this is the way we speak about habits, right? So I would like to take you to some of the words, right? And these are the words, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 words you have got. And you need to guess which one is the word, right? And for that, I will try to show you by actions, right? You need to guess which word I'm going to talk about out of these words, okay? So you need to guess and tell me which one is the word. And these words are hidden, right? So the first word is, I have a brush and I have some collars. Oh, so smart, good. I have a brush, painting brush, you mean to say that, right? And you have collars, means I have a word, paint. Okay, so I keep it again here. And the next word is, in the morning, after a good sleep, I wake up. Good. Good guess. And now it's time for the third word. You got two correct words, right? So, my dress is not so clean, so I have to wash. Good. And then I wear something, and that fits me very well. And often I wear the same kind of clothes. Okay, dress, very good. And it's about something like jump, right? Jump. Little bit higher, jump. Which one is the right word for jump? Okay. Hop. Okay, hop is the right word. Good. Now let's move on to another one, right? The another word is you try to clean your hands and rub in order to keep it clean. Scrub. Very good. And now let's move on to the next word. And another word is when you sleep, you see something happening somewhere and you feel that it is happening to you yourself, and sometimes it frightens you and you wake up in the middle of your sleep, right? So what is that? Sometimes you see fruits, sometimes you see crossing the rivers, or sometimes you see something strange happening near you. Okay, dream, very good. And I'm not feeling so active myself, and I have already taken my meal, and it's time for me to go to bed, so I'm feeling sleepy. Good. Let's we practiced few words and you guessed right words after you listened to that, right? So now I have some actions that you do, some activities that you do at home or at school or somewhere else, right? You need to tell me the right time that you do, okay? The first thing that you do is brush teeth. Brush your teeth. So what time do you brush your teeth? In the morning, okay. So do you brush your teeth only once? You brush twice. Good. So do you brush before or after meal? After meal. So you brush twice, 2 times, in the morning once, after you eat and before you go to school, and next time you brush is after meal, in the evening, and before you go to bed. Good. So now let's move on to the next thing that you do, okay? So the next thing is play with friends. What time do you play with friends? You play with friends at school. Very good. After school. So it means you play with friends when you come back to school and go somewhere in the ground and play, right? Good. So, so what time exactly? So at school, 1:30. Good. Is it the time you have tiffin? Good. So, what time do you do your homework? Is there any fixed time that you do your homework? Okay. After you play, so does it mean you start your homework after 7 o'clock? Okay, no, before 7, right? So what do you do at 7 o'clock? Watch TV. Good. So we need to watch TV as well, right? But we need to be careful that something that you watch is good for you. Okay? Good. You are a very good student. Okay? So the next thing that you do is go to school. What time do you go to school? 10 o'clock. Okay. So if you go to school at 10 o'clock, what time do you reach there? You reach to school at 10 o'clock, you mean to say. Good. So it means you start moving to school at 9:30. Okay. It can be 9:15 or 9:45. If your house is very close to school. Okay. Good. So now let's move on to another task. And when do you help your mother? Okay, you help your mother in the evening. When? When she's in kitchen. Okay. Do you also cook? Sometimes you cook as well. Very good. We need to help our mother as well, because if you help, she feels happy, and you also feel happy that you are helping your mother, right? Helping others is a good habit. Good. You are a smart student. So, I would like to take you to another activity, okay? So, and the activity is, so dear students, this is you, Y-O-U written here, and there are other places where you have different times, right? This is your morning 7 o'clock, and this is your evening 7 o'clock. And you have to tell me what do you do at these times, okay? So are you ready to tell me the times that you do when it is 7 o'clock in the morning? Okay, when it is 7 o'clock in the morning, you wake up. Some other? Okay, you take tea. Good. And what about 9:30? Oh, you dress up yourself. Good. It means you wear your dress. And what is it? School uniform that you wear at that time? Okay, good. It's your time to go to school, so you dress yourself with school uniform. Good. That's good. So what about 12 o'clock? Oh, it's your school time. Good. So which subject do you study as something around 12 o'clock? Oh, you have mathematics class. Good. So do you like mathematics? Very good. It's very tricky as well. Good. Okay. So 1:30. You play. Why do you play at 1:30? Because it's your tiffin time. Good. Don't you take any tiffin? You take tiffin faster, and then you go to the playground to play. So does it mean you finish your tiffin within 10-15 minutes? 10-15 minutes? Oh, less than that. It's not that much good, but it's okay for the sports, but you need to eat slowly, right? In case you can sometimes fall into danger, okay? So 4 o'clock. Your school ends and you return back to home. So do you like 4 o'clock or 10 o'clock? You like 4 o'clock. Why? You get chance to go home. Very smart answer. And at 4:30, what happens at 4:30? You reach at home at 4:30. And is there somebody who reaches home much earlier than that? You reach home at 4:15. Good. So it means your house is very close to school. Right. So now 5:30. What do you do at 5:30? After you take your light snacks, you go to play with friends, right? So how much minutes do you play? Okay. Do you play with friends? Nearly for an hour. It means you reach home something around 6:30, right? Okay. And what is your time? 7 p.m. for? Oh, it's for watching TV. Do you watch news at 7 o'clock? No news. Okay, what do you watch then? Cartoon shows. So, why do you like cartoon shows? They are funny. And do you think they teach you something as well? Oh, they teach you. Good. What do they teach? To help each other, Okay. To socialize with others. Good. And what more things that you learn from cartoon? To imagine something different. Good. To think about something. Okay, good. So this is how we have to talk about what we do in different times of a day, right? So I suppose you will practice some speaking related to certain time with your friends at home or at school or in your surrounding, okay? And do not forget to practice the words that we tried today, okay? One more time, I would like to take you to things that we did in our class today. The very first thing we did is we repeated the dialogue between two friends in the beginning of our class, okay? What did we move on to from there? We had a listening task, okay? And the first question was about what time does Janak wake up? And the right time was 6 o'clock, okay? And then the second one was he takes breakfast at 8 o'clock. Good. And you got both the answers correct. And then we moved on to speaking practices. And at first, you found out the meanings of words like wake, wash, dress, paint, scrub, hop, dream, sleepy, right? So dear students, now let's move on to another activity. Okay. What is the time here? It's 6 o'clock. Very smart. And is it in the morning or in the evening? In the morning. How can you say that? Oh, it's the time to wake up. It's not time to go to bed, right? Good. Smart guess. So, what's the time? It's time for her to read. It means, as you said, it means 6:30 in the evening. Okay. At 6:30 in the evening, she reads book. Okay. What time it can be? The boy is eating. He eats his breakfast at 8 o'clock. Okay. So do you do the same? 9:30. Why? Oh, you live very close to school. Good. And what does she do? She dances. Okay, she's dancing. When does she dance? When there are some occasions, some festival, some activities, some school function. Good. So, when does she watch television? She watches television in the evening after she finishes her homework. Good. So, what is she doing? She is drawing a picture with a chalk, right? So, she paints pictures on the board. Good. He's drinking a cup of tea. Good. Okay. So, what can you do in a day? Can you follow me? What can you do in a day? Good. Wake in the morning. Follow me. Wake in the morning. Wash and dress. Wash and dress. Eat your breakfast. Make a mess. Paint your face. Dance and sing. Draw a picture with a piece of chalk. Scrub your hands. have some tea, watch a TV, read a book. Hop into bed, dream all night, you sleepy head. These are the things that you do in a day, right? So dear students, we practice some listening at first, and then we practice some speaking. During the listening, you participated very well, and you got right answers of both the tasks you had to deal with. Okay, good. And then after that, we practiced some speaking, and you also responded very well. You answered all the questions I asked you, and you guessed the right words when I tried to get those words from you, and it means you participated very well. Thank you, students, for taking such an active participation. Thank you very much. See you.